Hi there. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, my name is Susan, and this is Fed Up Over 50, where I am documenting my journey to lose over 80 pounds. And I'm doing this for the last time. Right now, I'm using the Weight Watchers Digital for my weight loss plan. And just so you know, I'm not a doctor or nutritionist or a fitness coach. This is just my personal journey, and I share what's working for me, what isn't working for me, and anything that comes up into this brain. And I apologize because I'm a bit disheveled tonight. There was a little bit of a medical thing going on with my mom yesterday into the wee hours of the morning. Everything's fine, but I had to monitor her for a couple hours and, lost a lot of sleep and just, the stress of something like that. I'm discombobulated, and I'm going to just keep this very brief today. So, one of the things I was noticing is I was starting to slip into some old habits. And, I've been a little frustrated because my weight loss has been very slow. The previous week, I gained zero point 0.4 pounds. The week before that, I lost half a pound. And yes, this is coming off slower than it has in the past, mainly because I'm not being as fanatical and strict. But it seems like it's almost too slow. So I started noticing where I'm doing like little grabs and I'm not tracking my food. Now, all my major meals get tracked. So that wasn't the issue. It's grabbing a handful of Cheez-Its from my husband's box, and he's got that open on the couch, and I just reach over and grab it, and I don't track that. One of the big things was this is yeah I have 2 to 3 coffees a day, and I use this sugar-free creamer. Don't hate me for this. I need to have a cup of coffee I enjoy, and back in the day, I was at Dunkin' Donuts twice a day getting a large French vanilla hot coffee, and I would order it light and sweet. So, lots of cream, lots of sugar. That's the way I like to drink my coffee. I haven't done that in years. So this is my go-to. And yes, you see these little measuring spoons here. When I was tracking it as 3 tablespoons per cup of coffee. And like I said, I do 2 to 3 cups a day. But I looked at it, I'm like, maybe I really eyeballed it. And maybe I was just a little too aggressive with my splashes. And sure enough, when I measured it out, I'm really doing like 6 to 7 tablespoons of this per cup of coffee. So just to break that bad habit I have, I attach these, the measuring spoons. So I have my reminder every time I go to make my cup of coffee now. And I think it's time to cut it down to no more than two and end up with some herbal tea at night just to cut it down. But it's those little things you need to become aware of. I need to become aware of where I eyeball or I'm like, it's nothing, no big deal. My husband had some Swedish fish. I popped one or two in my mouth. I didn't track them, but that extra 135 calories a day, it does add up. And just like every other little habit, you have good habits, you have not so good habits, and cumulatively over time, they have an effect, positive or negative. So this week, I'm just focusing on really going back to basics and tracking my food, and I'm focusing more in on working the Weight Watchers program as intended with the 0 point foods. And I'm trying not to get so wrapped up in my macros. For a while there, I was watching my protein. It's very important, but I feel like I need to make this as simple as possible. I stopped using my other app for tracking, so I'm strictly in my WW app now. And I think moving forward for the next week, I am going to work Weight Watchers as intended with the 0 point foods and really only tracking stuff that isn't on that 0 points list. Now, next week I come on, if I have a recipe or something I want to share, obviously I will do that in full. So there's calories, there's macros for anybody who's not doing the Weight Watchers plan. So that's one of the things, I felt like I was struggling, like I did a little short on riding the struggle bus. And that's what I was feeling, and that's what I was noticing, just these little grabs here and there. And I really need to stay more conscious of that. So that's what we're doing. But I didn't have any major catastrophes. So how did I do this week? Well, I was in my points budget. I had reined myself in earlier on in the week. So my tracking was accurate with my coffee creamer, and anything from that point on that I ate was tracked. So yes, that worked out well. Getting in my 8,000 steps or more per day. I'm still keeping that goal of 8,000 as the minimum. Today was a perfect example, being exhausted from the whole ordeal with my mother. I just made it to 8,000. So I'm not going to freak out and try and get 10,000 or more. 8,000 is my minimum. I get more, awesome. But I'm trying to just make this whole process livable and sustainable. And I don't want to spend all that mental energy feeling guilty, feeling shameful, getting mad at myself because I wasn't perfect. I'm not going to be doing this perfectly, but I'm going to be more consistent on the really good days and working the habits that are leading me towards success. So I got my resistance training in, so that's becoming a habit. So I can feel my muscles tightening up and my arms feel harder, my legs feel harder. So there's definitely progress there. And what did I lose this week? Well, the scale went down 1.3 pounds. So again, some small changes, some small tweaks. And this week I had a good weight loss. And I want to continue that trend. I know there's going to be those weeks where the scale doesn't move, or it moves just a tiny bit, or even like last week where it went up. But as long as I refocus, and do what I set out to do long term, I'm hoping to reach that goal sometime in the middle of probably next year. It could take longer. I don't know. This is the slowest I've lost weight, but now I'm into month 4 where I normally blow things up. And sure enough, here I was with those grabs and the eyeballing, and I really had to stop that if I want to keep moving forward and be successful this time. So that's the plan. Just really regroup, go back to basics, and I'm going to work the Weight Watchers digital plan as intended. In fact, I'm going to spend some time tomorrow just really, going over the 0 point foods and the app itself and re-educate myself. So that's where we are. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you being here. And if you're liking content like this, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you'd like to know when I'm uploading more videos. And on that happy note, sorry I'm a little today, but it's a little bit of lack of sleep. So until next time, keep moving forward, go back to basics, remember your why, and if you're riding the struggle bus, just take a deep breath and regroup and move forward your very next meal. Okay, until next time, bye-bye.